All right, welcome, guys. We're here with one of my star students, Charisma. She is a Kundalini teacher, a guide, and a way shower to now 32,000 people on Instagram. And she's always been a guide for people, but I think we helped up the numbers to be at about 32,000 and growing now. So, yeah, I'm going to go and talk a little bit about her experience working with me and what happened. How you doing, Charisma?
I'm doing really great. There's a loud car horn honking in my background right now.
Well, it's okay. I think they're going to go away. You know, one thing that we learn in content creation is just to roll with it, because ultimately it's, the most important thing is the content.
That's true.
But yeah, I mean, tell me a little bit about yourself, like what was going on when we were first started, before we started working together, actually, like what was going on with you?
Yeah, so I love what I do. I love what I share. I share it because, Kundalini yoga helped me to heal my anxiety, my depression. So I'm super passionate about bringing it out there to the world. And I've been, dabbling on my social media for years and and years. And it took me, I don't know how many years it took me until I got to, I think it was like 2,148 followers. And it would like fluctuate up and down from there. And I was posting, and one day I was like, I want to go viral. I want to go viral. And I tried all these things, and I read about, you need a hook and all this stuff. And nothing that I was doing was getting any kind of traction. The same people were liking my posts. I would tell people, ooh, comment or leave a heart under the post. I would get crickets, absolutely nothing. It was so frustrating. My numbers going up a tiny bit and then, of course, going down a tiny bit. I don't know. I had like 300 views sometimes, 100 views, 75 views. Yeah, it was pretty frustrating.
Yeah, for sure. And what made you want to reach out and think that we'd be a good fit to work together?
So for some reason, the beautiful algorithm sent me your posts. And I thought, wow, this guy has a really different approach to like life. And you were talking about like the shamanic things. And, I love all that kind of stuff. And I could, I followed you, and then another post popped in. I'm like, oh, that's really great stuff. Another post. And I'm like, this guy really knows what he's doing. And I thought, well, let me go to his page. And so I just like consumed all of your stuff. And I'm like, oh, this is so inspiring. And what really got me was that you're not some kind of, I don't know, suit and a tie type of guy trying to teach me how to do like social media the bro way. You were coming from this really shamanic spiritual perspective, and then you started talking about content creation, and I thought, this guy knows what he's talking about with content creations. You had so many followers, your posts went viral. I was like, I want exactly what he's having, and I love the way that he's sharing it, and your approach is just so unique and so feel so grounded, but also so like connected to the ethers and everything. And I thought, I want that. This is the person who can help me.
Oh, thank you, Charisma. I was glad that it resonated. It's been really fun working with you. And so it's like, it's funny because you mentioned that you had been trying for years and years to go viral, and you never quite cracked the code. But then I think about maybe like a week or 2 weeks, I think approximately like 10 days into us working together, you had your first video crack 100,000. So what was it that kind of we went over that we were covering that you think allowed that to happen for you?
I know the exact moment. We were on our call and you were kind of auditing, you were talking about my posts, and you said this thing, you're like, I don't see you in your posts, like how you are right now, right here with your energy, like vibing. I don't see that in your posts. I want to see more of you in your posts. And for some reason that just like, that got me. And I was like, it's true. I'm trying to like portray some kind of a teacher persona or something. And I wasn't being my, my bubbly, vibrant self. And when I made that one post, just sharing a super simple but powerful breath, that post just took off, and it is still going. I still get comments. I still get followers. It will not stop.
Yeah, it's funny when we do that. When we have a viral video, the algorithm just keeps picking it up for months and months.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, that's one of the most common things that I really see with people on social media is like, we all try to go and be somebody else, and in that we like lose our best self, we lose our essence. And then it's like that essence is really like what ultimately attracts people to you. Do you agree?
I absolutely agree. It really, it just hit with people. It landed with people, and people were like, I love your energy. I love what you're sharing. They were absolutely into it. And I thought, oh, this is just what I always share in my classes, what I always talk about, how I always talk about it. And finally, because of the thing that you said, I kind of let go of this fear of showing up as myself, who I really am. And I just let it shine through the camera, and I just let people sit with it if they like it or not, but they absolutely loved it, obviously.
Yeah, and how did the program really help you go from maybe like feeling like, oh, I'm never going to be able to take off on social media, or feeling like, oh, I'm just stuck at 2000, to being like, now, as far as I can tell, like your ability to make viral posts and grow any number of followers that you want, 3 months of working together, is now totally within your control. Like what helped change that in your mind and let you see that you have the ability to go viral whenever you want?
I mean, that's so powerful, right? Like just knowing that if I want to make that post, and well, the thing is, you gave me the elements for it. You said, all right, you need to put that little intro in there when we would have our talks. You're like, all right, where's that intro? Where's that call to action? Like, where are you telling people what to do? How can you hook people in more? Here are the topics you could talk about. Like we brainstormed the topics, and then you also helped me to go a little deeper from just that surface level stuff. You said, all right, well, what are the pain points here? What could you really talk about? And so every week we went through this, and what was really beautiful, that I could shoot you some of my posts, right? And you could say, oh, this right here, maybe how about you do this hook on the screen? How about you do this? And also it really helped me to know that I have somebody there that I can just ask when I'm not totally sure about it, or maybe a post doesn't really do well. And then you would tell me, well, I think this one didn't do so well because, you were giving me all of these ideas. So to know that there's somebody there, but also knowing that there's an expectation there, because you're like, all right, well, you should post every day. And I'm like, well, there's somebody watching me if I really do post every day. So that really helped me to get off my booty and to really start posting, and to just also a little bit. And this is something that you also taught me, to detach from this perfectionism a little bit, and to just let my energy flow and come through. And I think that's what people are really connecting to, and the algorithm really loves, obviously.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's such a beautiful journey bringing people through this process, because it's like I had the privilege and the blessing of working in advertising and marketing for, like, I think about 6 months before I really formally started posting content, and I've been working in it since. And there's all these like kind of like hidden secrets of like what get people to take an action, whether that's watching a video or buying a product. It's like that I know I was totally unclear on before I learned it. And then I was like wondering, like, why is nothing that I'm ever doing seeming to take off? And then once I kind of learned those things, like, I had a lot more clarity on like, okay, this is actually what's required. Like, what did you learn about like kind of these sort of marketing principles, or like how to go and change the way that you were like maybe presenting your information to now make it feel like, oh, now I get the whole picture of how to go and bring somebody through a journey to being someone that's never heard from me, to wanting to follow me, to ultimately wanting to work in your mentorship group and pay you monthly?
Yeah, well, for me, what I have really noticed, and what I also liked about your post, you had this one post that I just absolutely loved. You were talking about our spirit animals, and then you made us put the animal in the comments. And I was like, oh, this is so engaging. I love this. And I think that's one of the things that I really bring and that I've learned. I give people an experience. So they can really experience what it is that I do, and they can really experience me. And that's what I really learned. And I also learned these engaging hooks, by watching you, because you are really the master of just like getting my attention. And so what I really did there was I felt like I was able to ping pong it back with you, but also get inspired by what you're doing. And sometimes your posts, I would just kind of like, oh, what could I do there? How could I make that mine? And that one post where you did the thing with the spirit animals and the commenting, I did a similar post, but I did it with our inner wisdom. And that post is still going. I think I have like 200K or something on that post. And so it's this thing of having like, you're my mentor in this, and this thing of you're setting the path, you're walking that path, and all I have to do is just walk behind you and pick up the little breadcrumbs and just do as you do, when you're helping me and you're vibing with me. And that just supported me so much.
Oh, thank you, Charisma. Yeah, it was cool. I actually saw that technique from, someone else that had been like, oh, comment right here, and we all get to learn from each other on this beautiful journey, like But it's so fun when you're just like scrolling through video ideas, and it's important to keep in mind and not get trapped in the scroll. Be like, you know what, I'm going to create one. But when you see something you like, just giving yourself permission to go and just adapt it in your own way, whether that's my video or even one of your videos now, because I do have a student that was like, oh, you follow charisma? Like, I got to work with you. Then I was like, well, actually, I helped you get to the point where I think I ended up seeing charisma. So that was really cool. Or, just finding the videos that you like and adapting them in your own way.
Yeah.
So it's like, what else did we work on that was like really helped you feel like, rather than just like posting into the void, that social media is really something that's like actually bringing you closer to your goals of like living a free and abundant and beautiful life?
Well, the main thing is, yes, it's really great to have a viral video, right? That's like, oh, kind of boosts your ego, or okay, finally something's working, right? All right, I'm working with him, and like, okay, it's paying off. And the thing was, well, but where do the people then go? Right? It's like just into this void. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to make a freebie. I need to harness these views and get them into my email list. And so I was like, going backwards and forwards with you, like, what kind of a freebie could I do? And then immediately, like that weekend, I went viral. Immediately that weekend, I created a freebie with a little video series. And so I would not have been able to do that, without having you there as like somebody kind of like, holding me accountable, but also being able to say, oh, do you think I should do this? And you're like, yeah, you should totally do this. So my email list now, I think, is at like 980. I had 0 people on it before because I started it completely fresh. So that's also something that I can now, even, if we stop working together, I can still harness those people and I can email those people. And of course, let's not forget, we created a whole membership together, you and I, and you really duked it out with me, and you worked with me through all of my doubts and through all of my like shiny object syndrome. Oh, should I maybe do this other thing? And you're like, charisma, focus on this, like get this going. And so now I'm making money off of my membership from my virality and from my things that are going on online. So I'm making money from this. It's not just my ego being boosted, it's my wallet that's getting fat.
Yeah, that's so important. Like before I kind of like walked into the advertising world, I had no idea about these whole like idea of a funnel, and I think a lot of people can kind of get like a little unclear too. But I mean, you're spot on that just going viral. And this is what I did for like a year. I was just going viral, and then I was like, well, I didn't do anything with it. And I was like, what's the next step? So I really love to, I think, make a lot of mistakes so I can tell others like, hey, maybe this is not the way. I've actually found the way. It's not down this way. It's going this way. And just kind of like taking that attention, because it's so common. Like, I mean, your Instagram account, like, I'm sure it won't happen, but like Instagram accounts can be banned, but an email list, you can never have that taken away from you. And you can never have like another like membership taken away from you. So like, what did we do together that would really help you kind of like move past this indecision of like maybe the shiny object syndrome and just clarify like, hey, this is the right path for you?
Oh, that's so good. Well, I just want to say this one thing. What I really loved is your tarot readings, like to help me get through some of these slightly grittier blocks, or these things where I wasn't really sure what was even going on, what was blocking me. And we got to like really the core blocks of me. For example, like comparison or judging other people, right? For doing sales or for wanting to make money online. And I noticed, ooh, I have a judgment against that inside of me. So that was really preventing me from selling, from showing up and telling people, hey, join my membership. Hey, get on my email list, get that freebie. So you really helped me uncover these core like wounds, these core inner icks, and that we could then work through that, through what you were saying, through your tarot reading, through just calling me out on it, and through just allowing me to, in our conversations, in our calls, just like talk through that, and to even just allow me to get to that spot, because I did not see those blind spots in myself that have been really preventing me from, making money online since I wanted to make money online.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, how long have you been like trying to make money online before we started working together?
Well, since 2020.
Wow. So it's been for 5 years, you were kind of plugging away at this. And then, in about 3 months, we managed to get you to making some pretty good change online every month.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Pretty good change. And my follower count keeps growing. I'm just like, it's just it's just a natural, it's just a given, and my reach is growing. I'm noticing like all these weird celebrities are like liking my post, starting to follow me, and I'm like, what the heck is even going on? And so I'm just looking forward to where this is even going, and I don't even know where it's going, but where it is right now, I am like so stoked. I mean, from 2,100 to over 32,000. What the heck? It's like, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, well, it just goes to show that like our energy is really creating our reality. You know, whether it's the energy of like slightly resisting, like, oh, I don't want to be seen. I don't know if anybody's really going to be interested in that. Or the energy of like, oh, I couldn't be like these other people that are successful. Or even the energy that you naturally have of being like a very charismatic, shining, beautiful person. You know, like I think all of those kind of came together. Whereas as soon as we remove those sort of limitations that you would put on yourself, it was just very natural for you to go and to get the attention that you have, combined with all the dedication that you had, of course, to actually going and taking this consistently and taking this seriously.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, you have your own style. And because I saw you showing up in your style, which I had never seen anything like that before, I'm like, oh, so it's just about like being more natural, being more ourselves, letting more of ourselves shine. And I also believe that not everybody has to be, you know, as loud and as kooky as me. I feel that even if somebody's like a little bit more sincere, right, and more quiet and more maybe piercing, that when we let our essence shine through this, like you say, this black mirror of ours, when we let that shine through, people are going to react to it. People are going to feel like touched by it directly. And that those people are going to like see your things because the algorithm knows what it's doing. It's going to feed it to the right people.
Yeah, most definitely. That's definitely been my experience. And you know, yeah, we're all different, but it's like the more I like to think of it like the more that we leave behind our lower self, which is maybe tired or discouraged or worried about judgment or putting all these like these third dimensional worries because we're concerned about something. We just allow ourselves to be our higher self, you know, which is really excited to share, excited to create, you know, really like maybe has a message or something that it wants to communicate with people. The more we like bring in that energy and speak from that place, that's really what opens up content creation. And yeah, things like fancy edits and other things can help, but it's like there's people that have no edits that do incredibly well, and there's people with a lot of fancy edits that do poorly. I think because their energy, we can really feel energy as energetic beings, and you know that's what I love to teach people to go and bring through is their authentic energy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The last question is, what would you say to anybody watching this video, considering whether or not they should work with me right now?
Well, I would say if you feel a connection, if you're like, I like this content, I like what he's saying, I like this vibe, then it is already your higher self saying, this is the person for me right here because this person vibes with me. Because I also feel it's so important when we went on our calls that I knew I'm like, I am in good and safe hands right here. This person isn't trying to like, I don't know, make, you know, millions off of me or anything like that. No, this person cares and really wants to go deep into me and really help me pull the best out of me so I can give the best to the world. So I would say if you're feeling a little bit of a calling, then please explore that and go that direction. Because let me tell you, yes, in the beginning, I had a gulp. You know, when you said how much it costs, I had a gulp. And then I was like, but do I want to be longing for that virality, longing for that, you know, for that income another 5 freaking years? And I'm like, no, you know what? I'm just going to take this leap and I'm going to take this step. And I never, ever regretted it. It's the best thing that happened to me because there was doubt there. I wasn't sure to move forward. Like in my membership, should I do this? Should I do this? And I had you and we created the whole sales page. Like, I does not do that. Like you need a person to do that and to have you in my corner, like standing behind me, in front of me, beside me. That was like the biggest gift of all. So it was basically like me giving a gift to myself, and it would be a gift to anybody to give to themselves when they're finally ready to say, you know what? I want this and I want it now because that's going to happen. It's going to happen now.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Charisma. If any of you guys want to book a call, feel free to click that link right there, and we can get you on the same transformational path. And it's been so great working with you, Charisma. You're always a shining star. So It's always great to connect with you. And I encourage all of you, too, to go and check out her page at Charisma Whitefeather. And if you want the #1 Kundalini yoga teacher on the internet, go and join her Kundalini collective, because it is certainly very worth it.
Thank you so much for all you do.
Well, thank you, Charisma. It's been great talking to you. And call me anytime if you ever have any questions or anything. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.